So a lot of people in this class have told me that technology is not their strong suit. So I'm going to walk you through SIMnet so that we can help you be successful in the INFT123 course. Let's start out at the home page of our course. Now, since this is a SIMnet module, we're going to go over to the left-hand side of the screen and click this little SIMnet button to get us started. This is the one. Click on that and it's going to open up a pop-up. So you're going to need to enable pop-ups on your browser, and then we're going to go down to the bottom and click the next SIMnet button. And this will get us into the McGraw-Hill SIMnet simulators. And then this page will pop up, and this is going to be your home page for SIMnet. You see the three modules here: Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. And in each of those modules, you're going to see the little block with the dates in it. Those are the due dates for your modules. So try to get your work in by those due dates. If for some reason you can't, continue to work on it and still turn it in when you can, and we'll get a grade on it. But those are the official due dates for each of those modules. So I go ahead and click on the Word, and in each of these modules, the first thing you're going to do is take a pretest. Important for a couple different reasons. The first reason is because I cannot reset a pretest. It's a one-time shot, so make sure you set some time aside, get into a quiet environment, and try your best on the pretest. And the second reason they're so important is because you can literally test out of further work. If you get a question correct on the pretest, you will not have to take that lesson in the lesson block, and you'll already get credit for that answer in the post-test. So set some time aside, like I said, and take the pretest seriously. When I click on the pretest, this menu pops up, or this button pops up to start the exam. So go ahead and press and start the exam, and then we'll begin the pretest. Now in the pretest, you're going to see a couple things. Up at the top of the screen, you'll see the task for that particular question. So read the instructions for that task, and then on the right hand side of the screen we're going to see the time that you have left for the test, the question that you're on, and the number of attempts that you have. So if I go back in here and I make an attempt, let's say I choose something incorrectly, it tells me that I've chosen incorrectly, and I can press OK to continue, and then I still see over on the right hand side that I'm on attempt 2. So in each of these questions you're going to have more than one attempt. So then I can go back and try to get the question right, and if I choose the right thing, then it'll tell me I've done it correctly. Now I'll go over a couple of these questions just so you can get the feel of how the test runs. But it's important that you know it's not expected that you know the answers to all of these questions on the pretest. You'll have plenty of time to go over the lessons about these questions before you're graded on the post-test. So when we finish the pretest, we'll go back to the menu for the Word module, and we'll see that we're ready for the lesson. That Open Lesson button is now able to be clicked. So when we click on it, then we're going to open our lessons. And it'll look like this. So at the top we see the actual task that this particular lesson is for. And below it are all the instructions for completing that task. You'll see the left and right arrows on each side for navigating between lessons, and you'll see this little section, the tips and tricks. I love this little section because this is what really helps me to become efficient with using those programs, when you learn those little things that a lot of people don't use. But more importantly for us for this class, we want to take a look over at the left, this little show me, guide me, let me try blocks. And we have to go through each one of those steps in order to complete the lesson. So first let's click on show me. The show me block is literally just a video where they show you how to complete the task. I just fast forwarded, and you'll see up at the top there's a message that says that I've completed the task. So I go back, and now the show me has a check mark next to it. So you're looking for those check marks. So then I can move on to the guide me section. When I click on the guide me section, it'll pop up, and we'll see once it pops up, there we go, that again, the task is at the top in blue. Step 1, left click anywhere on the slide. So if I click on the slide, then it'll forward me to the next step. So I look at that step, and then I can go down to the slideshow toolbox and click back, and you get that step. So in the guide me section, I'm literally just going through step by step, as it tells me at the top, to complete each of the steps of that lesson. And let me go ahead and complete these steps. Options, and end the show. And then when I complete that, again it tells me in green at the top, and then I go back and now look, I see a check mark there next to guide me. That's what we're looking for. So then we can move on to let me try. So I move into this, and it's loading assets, and there we go. So again, we look up at the top and we see our instructions. Navigate to the next slide. So to do that, now there's also this need a hint option. So it's almost like the guide me section if you need it. You can click on that hint and get a little help to get through the guide me section. But it's the same thing. You're just going through the steps that it tells you up at the top. And you can also exit out like I just did and come back into it and start over. So that's not something that you're stuck in. You can come back at any point. Let me work through this real quick so we can again see what we're looking for. Step 3, navigate to slide 6. So we open, oh, I got ahead of myself, didn't I? We want to see all the slides. Slide 6. Exit the presentation. And there we go. Look at that. A check mark next to let me try. So this is what we're looking for when we finish a lesson. See, so now I can go to the next lesson, and I'd have to go through those steps on that one. These left and right arrows will guide you through all of the lessons, and you want to make sure that you have check marks on everything on each one of the lessons. You can also come up to this little menu. There's the bookmarks. But if I go to the 3 lines here, that'll show me all of the lessons that I need to complete. So I have a check mark next to the navigating the slideshow. I need to make sure there's a check mark next to each one of those lessons before I can take the post-test. So when you're done with the lessons and you're ready for the post-test, you'll go in and click on the post-test and start the exam. Now this looks a lot like the pre-test. You'll still see the task up at the top and the time and the question and number of attempts on the right. Now I'm in a template right now, so you won't have 99 attempts. You only have 2. The biggest difference that you're going to see on the post-test from the pre-test is that there's no hints or helps on these questions. You're going to have to know just where to go and click in order to pass that task, just like so. But after completing all the lessons like you have, I have no doubt that you guys will be experts by the time you get to the post-test. Of course, if you have any questions or concerns, you can always reach back out to us here at Bryant & Stratton, and we will be sure to help you out.